Hello everyone, we continue with Chapter 6, Part 3. We ran and ran through the forest to Ichikawa. It didn't matter how quickly we got there, it wouldn't be soon enough to bring back an army to save Kondo. We all knew that, but Hijikata didn't slow down. "Are you all right, Yukimura?" asked Shimada. "I can carry you if you're getting tired." "I'm fine, I can keep going." Hijikata, his back to us, said nothing, but I could feel the pain that tore at him with every step he took away from Kondo. The sun had begun to dip toward the western horizon and night had started to fall when... "Hey, you there! Stop!" said an Imperial soldier. Where are you headed?" He was dressed in a simple Western uniform. Hijikata only frowned and made to walk past the soldier. "Hey, he said stop," said a second Imperial soldier. "God damn it, are you another one of those shogunate guys?" "Wait," said the first soldier. "I've seen this guy before." "That's it! He's Hijikata from the Shinsengumi." "What?" said the second soldier. "The Shinsengumi? You mean the guys who offed Sakamoto?" As they began to scramble for their guns, I noticed the mark of the Tosa domain on their uniforms. Unfortunately, they weren't fast enough to beat Hijikata. His hair snapped white, and he shot toward the soldiers, kanisada in hand. "Ah! Ah, gah!" His strike was so fast and elegant that the eye barely even had time to realize it had happened before two men fell dead to the ground. "Wrong day to F with me, boys," said Hijikata. A volley of gunfire erupted from the rest of the Imperial soldiers nearby. "Ah," said Hijikata. I heard the wet thunk of bullets hitting Hijikata, and he stumbled, but almost immediately his wounds began to close. "That's how getting shot feels, huh? Not as bad as I thought. This is nothing. This doesn't even come close to what Kondo's going through right now." Hijikata launched himself at the nearest of the riflemen, his sword already in motion, his face twisted by grief and anger. There were only a few men. Even without the powers of a fury, Hijikata and Shimada could have made short work of them. But rage and frustration had been boiling inside him ever since we'd left Kondo, and now they erupted in a torrent of violence. "No! Stop! Don't do this!" He had to understand what he was doing. "Shut up! Stay out of this, God damn it!" He knew full well what he was doing, but he was past caring. Hijikata leapt from tree to tree, his sword flashing like lightning. Every time it moved, a life ended. Rage, anguish, and an unrestrained thirst for blood radiated out from him like heat from a fire. I could feel it even from where I stood. Blood soaked his face, chest, and hands, and still he cut and cut, never satisfied. I saw Shimada shiver out of the corner of my eye. I couldn't blame him. Hijikata looked as if he'd forgotten how to do anything but kill. Every move he made drew blood, and every swing of his sword spilled a man out onto the dirt. He looked like a monster. At last the only person still alive was Hijikata himself. Silence fell over the forest again. He turned to face us, every inch of skin slick with blood. Shimada, go see if there are any more of them. Yes, sir. He disappeared into the forest, desperate to distance himself from the carnage. You go with him. His voice was cold and rough, like stones grinding against one another. Normally I would have immediately done as he asked and headed off into the forest after Shimada. But this time... What the hell? I gave you an order. His words cut like a knife, but I didn't move. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I am your commanding officer. I am giving you an order. He sounded angry, as he often did, but behind that anger was a deep, miserable sadness. If he didn't stay angry, I felt, he would probably cry. I promise I won't get in your way, but please just let me stay here with you. I knew there was nothing I could do for him, but neither could I bear to leave him alone. He turned his back to me, to everything. His face was hidden from me, but suddenly his tall back and broad shoulders seemed small, tired, and very, very lonely. What could I say to him? How could I make him feel better? I searched my soul for something, anything, but I came up empty. After an interminable, miserable silence, he finally spoke. What the hell did I do all of this for? How could this be the card fate had dealt two men so honest and determined? It just didn't seem fair. Was it just so I could give Kondo to those bastards? I busted my ass to give my friend to the enemy. I was going to make him important, help carry him all the way to the top. Kansei Taikun and Kiyomasa wouldn't have anything on him. I wanted to see him fight in real battles, the kind they write about. I wanted to see him become a true warrior. I wanted to see just how far the owner of a dojo from the sticks and a farmer's son could go. His voice had begun to shake. I wasn't even sure he still knew I was there. If he did, it seemed he no longer cared. I thought we were shooting for the same dream. Long as it was for him, I felt like I could do anything. So what the hell am I doing here, alive, while he's God knows what? After all that self-righteous preaching, what did I do? I turned around and left him to the wolves. Hell, I'm just like the shogun. Soon as things got dangerous, I turned tail and left better men to deal with my mess. God damn it, why am I alive? It tore me apart to hear him talk like that. I couldn't bear to just stand and listen. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and pressed my face against his back. He said nothing. Kondo said, after you'd left, I told him that you'd figure it out. And he said that I was asking too much of you. No, I told myself, you can't cry. Hijikata is in far more pain than you are. But to no avail. So the tears began to fall, and I struggled ahead. I know how much you care about Kondo, but he did what he did because he feels the same about you. Don't you see? It's not your fault. You can't blame yourself. Kondo didn't want you to die. That's why you're still alive. He ordered you to leave. You didn't have a choice. Just please don't blame yourself. Hijikata listened, saying nothing. Or perhaps he didn't even hear me. Why did words feel so powerless when I needed them most? What good were they if I couldn't comfort someone I cared for when they needed it most? After several long minutes, I felt Hijikata relax. He did this to save me, but what the hell am I supposed to do without Isami Kondo of the Shinsengumi? The dream of making him somebody important is what got me here. Now that that's gone, I don't have anything left. I'm nothing. He gave a short bark of laughter, but there was no humour in it. Seriously, Kondo, stop giving me all the shitty jobs. I'm a soldier, not a handyman, damn it. He choked back a sob and fell silent. We met up with other shogunate troops sometime later in Ichikawa and decided to head to Nikko as remnants of the old feudal government. Saito had been in Ichikawa for a while, but he'd left earlier for Aizu to oversee the Fury Corps. I worried about what would happen to Kondo, but perhaps because the situation seemed grim, none of us ever brought it up.